My regular coffee shop kept giving me free drinks, but why did the barista start crying when I finally asked her name? I've been going to Brew and Bean every single morning for 2 years. Same exact routine. 7:30 a.m. sharp, large iced coffee with oat milk and an extra shot of espresso. The barista with the bright purple hair, nose ring, and vintage band t-shirts always smiled this weird, knowing smile, but never charged me full price. At first, I thought she was just being nice to regulars. Maybe the register was glitchy, or she was hooking up customers she liked, but it kept happening, even when other employees were working their shifts. She'd punch in some buttons, glance around nervously, then tell me a price that was always exactly half what it should be. Other customers would pay $6 for the same drink I got for $3. I'm not complaining about saving money, but it felt strange, like there was some inside joke I wasn't getting. Last month, things got significantly weirder. I noticed she'd write Emma on my cup in careful handwriting, even though I'd never told her my name. When I asked how she knew, she just shrugged awkwardly and said, "Lucky guess," while avoiding eye contact completely. Then things got weird. She'd have my exact order ready before I walked in. She somehow knew I was lactose intolerant and switched to oat milk without me saying a word. Even the cup handle was always turned for my left hand. Mondays? Less sweet. Like she knew I was hungover from the weekend. It was like she knew me better than I knew myself, and I'd never told her a thing. One hectic morning, I rushed in late for a big presentation. She'd already made my drink with an extra shot and a motivational note on the cup. When I asked how she knew, she just said she was good at reading energy. She'd watch me leave through the cafe window. Not creepy, just sad, like she knew something I didn't. Whenever I caught her staring, she'd quickly pretend to clean or restock pastries. My coworkers at the marketing firm started joking that I had a stalker barista who was obsessed with me. "Emma thinks you're cute," they'd tease during our morning meetings, but something about her attention felt different than romantic interest. It felt familiar in a way I couldn't place, like deja vu that wouldn't go away. Yesterday, I finally worked up the courage to ask her name directly. I'd been calling her Purple Hair Girl in my head for 2 years, which felt ridiculous. The moment I said, "Hey, I know this sounds weird, but I never actually got your name," she completely froze. Color drained from her face like I'd asked her something terrifying instead of just making normal conversation. She stared at me for what felt like forever, coffee pot trembling in her hands. Then tears started streaming down her face, and she whispered, "You really don't remember me, do you?" Her name is Ashley Delgado. We were absolutely inseparable best friends from kindergarten through 4th grade at Riverside Elementary. We had sleepovers every single weekend, shared our Halloween candy equally, built elaborate blanket forts, and promised we'd be friends forever and ever no matter what happened. Her family moved across the country to Portland when we were 9 because her dad got a job transfer. We swore we'd write letters every week and stay in touch forever. But you know how it goes with childhood friendships. Life happens, middle school gets busy, people fade into distant memory. She'd been working at Brew and Bean for 3 years, ever since she moved back to town for her senior year at the local university. She recognized me immediately on my very first day, but couldn't bring herself to say anything because she wasn't sure if I'd remember her after all these years. So she'd been quietly taking care of me from a distance, like a guardian angel, giving me discounts because she remembered how I'd always forget my lunch money and feel embarrassed, preparing my order perfectly because she remembered my exact preferences from all those childhood sleepovers when we'd make pretend coffee with her mom's old machine, writing Emma because that's what she'd always called me, my middle name that I'd preferred back then but stopped using in high school. She'd watched me grow up from behind that counter, remembering everything about our friendship while I walked by completely oblivious every single day. Now we're planning to catch up properly, but honestly, I feel terrible that someone who clearly meant so much to me became completely invisible in my daily routine.